Emily, it's so good to see you. How have you been?
Sarah, it's been too long. I've been great, just busy with life, you know how it is. How about you?
Same here, life has a way of keeping us occupied. You look amazing, by the way. I can't believe it's been 5 years?
Something like that. Time flies. Speaking of time, I was just thinking about how much has changed since we last met. I mean, I turned 30 last month, and it really hit me, like, where did all the years go?
Oh, tell me about it. I turned 32 in March, and it feels surreal. I don't feel that different from when I was in my 20s, but at the same time, so much has changed.
Exactly. Age is such a funny thing. I still feel like I'm in my mid-20s, but then I look at where I am in life, and it's clear that time has passed. How do you feel about being in your 30s?
I had this idea that turning 30 would be this huge milestone, but when it happened, it was just another day. I feel more comfortable with myself, though. Like, I've grown into my skin, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. I've noticed that too. There's a kind of confidence that comes with age. I remember being so worried about everything in my 20s, but now, I feel more settled, like I know who I am better.
Yes. It's like in your 20s, you're figuring everything out, and in your 30s, you start to apply what you've learned. What about you? How did you celebrate your 30th?
I kept it pretty low-key. Just a small gathering with close friends and family. I didn't feel like throwing a big party. It was more about reflecting on where I've been and where I'm going.
That sounds perfect. I think as we get older, we start to appreciate those quieter, more meaningful moments. Do you think about age a lot?
Not really. I mean, I think about the numbers sometimes, but I don't let it define me. It's more about how I feel and what I'm doing with my life. What about you?
I try not to dwell on it, but every now and then, I'll have moments where I'm like, wow, I'm in my 30s. But then I remind myself that age is just a number, and it's more about how you live your life.
Absolutely. I think as long as we're happy in doing what we love, age doesn't matter much. But, I've started thinking about things like health more seriously as I get older.
Me too. I've noticed that my body doesn't bounce back as quickly as it used to. I'm more mindful about what I eat, and I've gotten into a regular exercise routine. It's not just about looking good, but feeling good too.
Exactly. I've started doing yoga and it's made such a difference. It helps me stay flexible and reduces stress. I wish I'd started sooner.
Yoga is amazing. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. It's one of those things that gets better with age, like wine.
That's a good way to put it. Speaking of age, have you ever felt pressured by society's expectations? Like, there's this idea that by 30, you should have certain things figured out: career, relationships, maybe even starting a family.
Oh, definitely. I think we all feel that pressure at some point. But I've come to realize that everyone's timeline is different, and that's okay. There's no one size fits all when it comes to life.
I completely agree. I think it's important to remember that it's our life to live, not anyone else's. It's taken me a while to embrace that, but it's so freeing once you do.
It really is. I've learned to focus more on what makes me happy, rather than what I think I'm supposed to be doing at a certain age. It's about creating your own path.
Yes. And I think that's something that becomes clearer with age. You start to care less about what others think and more about what you want.
That's so true. And speaking of what we want, what's next for you? Any big plans for the future?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm considering going back to school to get a master's degree. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I kept putting it off because I felt like I was too old.
You're never too old to learn. I think that's a great idea. Education is one of those things that has no age limit. It's all about your passion for learning.
That's what I've been telling myself. I'm excited about the possibility. What about you? Any big plans?
I'm thinking about starting my own business. I've been in the corporate world for a while now, and I feel ready to take the leap and do something on my own.
That's amazing, Sarah. I can totally see you running a successful business. What kind of business are you thinking about?
I'm still figuring out the details, but I want it to be something that combines my love for creativity and helping others. Maybe something in the wellness industry.
That sounds perfect for you. I know you'll do great. It's so inspiring to see how we're both thinking about new challenges as we get older.
It's funny how age can be both a motivator and a reminder that life is short, so we should make the most of it. I'm excited to see where the next few years take us.
Me too. It's comforting to know that we're not alone in this journey and that we're both embracing the changes that come with age.
Absolutely. It's all about growth and moving forward, no matter how old we are. I think our 30s are going to be even better than our 20s.
I agree. We've learned so much, and now we can really put that knowledge to use. Here's to the next chapter.
Cheers to that. And to many more years of friendship and new adventures.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm so glad we reconnected, Sarah. Here's to growing older and wiser together.